Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is Derek, and today I'm going to talk about some more mainstream media terrorism of the public. Today they're telling us that there's been 3 package bombings in the city of Austin, Texas over the past 10 days. One explosion on March 2nd, and then 10 days later 2 more explosions, killing 2 people, injuring at least 2 others. But what I'm going to show you is that this is all a hoax. Part of a plan to make order out of chaos by the Judeo-Masonic New World Order that is operating at the high levels of secret societies here in the United States. What I want to point out about this date, March 12th, 2018, the date that this became news, is that it's exactly 29 weeks after the Great American Total Solar Eclipse. In Hebrew reduction gematria, solar eclipse equals 29. Additionally, total solar eclipse in full Hebrew gematria sums to 290. And again, a 290 in the duration since the eclipse. 290 is also the reverse gematria of the phrase eclipse sacrifice. As seen here, reverse ordinal, very simple cipher, just the alphabetic order in reverse, numbered 1 through 26. In that same method, the synagogue of Satan, the rulers in end times, in the book of Revelation, that sums to 290, and they were first mentioned in Revelation 2:9. So this 29 is a significant number, and if you're thinking about why they chose 29 to embed into the languages like this, the reason may be that 29 synodic months is the longest duration there can be between 2 total solar or lunar eclipses. Once every several hundred years there's an exception, but that's a general rule. The city of Austin, Texas was incorporated on the date December 27th, way back in 1839. If you measure from the date March 12th, today's news, to December 27th, you find it's exactly 290 days, just like it's been 29 weeks and 0 days since the last eclipse. And if you look at the date numerology on which Austin was established, you'll find a 33, a 39, and a 69. When you type out eclipse in 3 of the 4 base ciphers, both reduction methods, reverse and forwards, and English ordinal, this sums to 69. And of course, this is the state of Texas. Texas equals 69 in the standard alphabetic order, just like eclipse. Also interesting that Austin, which sums to 78 in the reverse order, was established on a date with 78 numerology. Now, what's really interesting here is that it's actually 317 weeks to the second Great American Total Solar Eclipse, because there's 2 that create a big X over the United States. 317 is a significant number. First of all, the planet Saturn sums to 317 in prime numbers. Well, if you take the inverse of 317, you get 713. That's the gematria of Saturn in Hebrew. Total eclipse in English sums to 713 also. So there's this connection between Saturn and total eclipse. 713, that's the 11th prime number times the 9th prime number. And 119 is also a number we see in both languages for eclipse and Saturn. So again, 29 weeks after the first eclipse, 290 days before Austin's birthday, a town with many alignments to the word eclipse. It's also 317 weeks to the second eclipse. 317 is the 66th prime number. Austin, using English extended, sums to 660, a lot like the number 66. This is a numerology practice, so we drop these zeros. And the state of Texas sums to 66, also in the reverse alphabetic order. So Austin 660, Texas 66. The police chief in Austin, Texas, his name is Brian Manley. reverse reduction, this sums to 66. And if you pay close attention to my work, sometimes I talk about hoax words. And it's the man and the sun that we see most frequently. And here we have the police chief, Brian Manley. He's got the word man right there in his name. This 66, by the way, also the gematria of the number 33 when you spell it out. 66. Also notice how 33 equals 156. And this is really interesting, right? Because, I hope I don't lose you here, the eclipse sums to 33 in the reduction, right? And when you write out 33, it sums to 156. And look at the time that CNN put on this video, 1 minute 56 seconds. And actually, in Hebrew gematria, just the word eclipse on its own has a gematria value of 156. So let me punch that in and pop open Hebrew gematria, which is here on the calculator. And it's a full Hebrew gematria right there. You see the word eclipse sums to 156. CNN coded this again into their video time length. Very interesting that they did that. So what's so significant about, Texas and the eclipse? Well, the eclipse enters the United States in the state of Texas in 2024. You'll see it's the first state in which the path of totality reaches. And the city of Austin, as you can kind of see here, just barely within the path of totality. All these explosions occurring within the path of totality of the 2024 eclipse. It's also 72 months until that eclipse. 72 months and 27 days. Austin, Texas equals 72. So far, the 2 people who have been killed, they're reported as being African American. And this is an intriguing detail to add to the story, and this is why right here. It's this number 289. The square root of 289 is 17. And 17 is a number we see commonly coded into killing and sacrifice rituals. All these terms, all these words here have a gematria relating to the number 17. And Freemasonry, which was founded by the numbers of a total solar eclipse, actually several solar eclipses, as I demonstrate in this post, which I'll link down below. Well, like I said, they were founded in the year 1717. And if you take a look at 17 and pull up the 17th triangular number, so if you add every number up 1 through 17, it sums to 153. And the city, Austin, Texas, in the standard alphabetic order, Austin, Texas equals 153. We're talking about the police chief. I also want to look at the mayor of Austin. The mayor here, his name is Stephen Ira Adler, to be precise. He's been in office for exactly 1,161 days. Call this a coincidence if you will, but if you flip those digits upside down, you get the same digits from the date 9/11/01, the worst terrorist attack in history. And it's commonly coded on all these false flag events that have occurred since. But what's more interesting is his age since his birthday. Measuring from the date of his birth to the date that Austin, Texas became national news was 3,233 weeks and 3 days. And he's got a birthday of March 23rd, which is 323. So a lot of threes there, a couple twos. And 3 is another hoax code, just like 33, because it's got 2 E's right inside it. You flip those E's backwards, you get a 33. And, if you don't believe me that double E is a hoax code like it's written here within the word 3, go to Google and ask for the address for the Branch Davidian compound. There you see it. It's 1781 Double E Ranch Road. Of course, the Waco, Texas situation, total federal hoax designed to help steer the public towards removing more of their rights once again. Something interesting about this guy Stephen Adler's name that I want to talk about. His full name, using the S exception, and this is the same as standard reduction gematria, except the S, see this first letter down here, notice how this changes to a 10 when we look at single reduction. And that's because S is only reduced once in this cipher. It's the 19th letter, and 1 plus 9 equals 10. So yeah, Stephen Ira Adler equals 83. He was born on the 83rd day of a leap year, on a date with 83 numerology. And 83 is another number that ties back to eclipses. In Hebrew ordinal, both solar eclipse and total eclipse equals 83, just like he was born on the 83rd day of the year and with a day with 83 numerology with a name, summing to 83. No coincidence here. Another interesting thing about his age is when that first bomb went off, he was 3,232 weeks old. And 32 is the gematria of the word circle. The 32nd prime number is 131. They gave us 3 different ages of people who have been injured. You got a 17-year-old, a 75-year-old, and a 39-year-old. If you add those ages up, you get the 32nd prime number, 131. And as far as this circle, that's the Jesuit order logo right there, the circle with 32 rays sticking out of the side, just like the gematria of circle. Austin, Texas, and Jesuit order has the same gematria in reverse and English, as well as reverse full reduction, everything reducing to 9. Here's the pleasant face of the one man whose name has been released, the one victim who was killed back on March 2nd. His name is Anthony Stephen House. And in English Sumerian gematria, he's got this 1488. And this is a number I've been talking about more and more frequently recently. You know, we have the 14 words, 88 precepts. This is this racial propaganda movement. But also, if you look at English extended gematria, and what this is a cipher that most closely mirrors Hebrew gematria, but using the English characters, very basic form of gematria. And in this method, New World Order sums to 1488. Also, in reduction, his name matches total solar eclipse. And again, this whole event in complete relation to the 2 great American total solar eclipses. Unbeknownst to 99.9% of Americans, they have no idea what's going on in this country, but media propaganda being crafted by the numbers, just every single day. And now the last thing we'll look at is the CNN headline and how they coded this. Nothing unusual here. If you take out the number from the calculation, it says 3 deadly packages. Explosions in Austin appear to be connected. Well, in reduction, this sums to 244. And 244 is the Hebrew gematria of the word kill. But also in single reduction, this sums to 280. And the word kill in English equals 28. See that? But one more look at this headline. It's got a reverse gematria of 890. Again, numerology, the zeros get dropped, so this is 89. And using this same method, chaos equals 89. Think about the Valentine's Day massacre we just had this year at Stoneman Douglas High School. It came exactly 89 years after the original St. Valentine's Day massacre in Chicago. And there's a whole lot more to that one, but we're going to leave it there. I mean, there's enough here to look at. So again, I'll link this post as well as the one about the founding of Freemasonry down below. And yeah, feel free to give a like, a subscribe, help spread this knowledge. Also, down below, I'll put a link to Zach Hubbard's brand new book. Please give that page a visit, drop him a donation, and pick up that. It'll give you everything you need to know about this study and what we need to do to take this world back from these sick tyrants. Thanks for watching, Truth Seeker. God bless.